Okay, today I'm just going to a quick comparison between US GAAP and IFRS. So I believe you all have a clear understanding about IFRS and US GAAP. It's just a consider this as a remembering section. Okay, this is very basic, and I'm just comparing the US GAAP and IFRS. There are some key differences. Okay. First, we have to why this matters. We have to understand why this matters for us, especially for us. Understanding the difference between US GAAP and IFRS, why it is crucial. Okay, for the cross-border reporting, we are making reports between these countries, and it is essential. Also, for the consolidation between parent company and the subsidiary companies, we have to understand US GAAP and IFRS if there are two countries involved, especially US. For the advisory service, we are making any advisory service to any foreign individuals, and also for the multinational client support. And what are US GAAP and IFRS? US GAAP stands for United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principle. It is the accounting standard for the US only. And IFRS, it is International Financial Reporting Standard. US GAAP, it is issued by FASB, it's a body in America, US only. And it's very rule-based. Basically, it is rule-based, and it's only used in USA. For IFRS, it is issued by, or it is standard is set by IASB, and it's mostly principle based, and so you know that it is most widely used accounting standard. It is used over more than 140 countries, including UAE. And we can discuss about the conceptual differences. And IFRS is basically a principle based, meaning it's flexible and judgment driven. We can do a professional judgment on the principles. And US GAAP, it is strictly rule based and detailed prescriptive. Every industry, there is specific industry details, and we cannot make any we can make a little professional judgment on rules. Key differences are in revenue recognition, inventory, and some development costs, leases, and impairment. We are discussing only a basic things about these differences. First, revenue recognition and inventory. Revenue, both standards follows 5-step model, and as you all know, 5-step model. And IFRS is more judgmental, and as I stated before, US GAAP, there is industry-specific guidelines for the 5-step model. Different industries have different guidelines for the 5-step model. For the inventory, you all know that IFRS, which is LIFO, is prohibited, but we can use LIFO on US GAAP. But when there is tax reporting, we have to use the same method of cost for assumptions. When we are using LIFO, and we have to use it for the tax reporting also. We cannot use mixed like FIFO and FIFO. For the development costs and leases. Development cost means R&D for the products, also for the patents. For the development cost, IFRS, we can capitalize if there are some criteria are met, but we have to expense out for the research cost. For the US GAAP, we have to expense all the development costs, including R&D, research costs, everything we have to expense as it is incurred. But in IFRS, we can capitalize if there are some criteria are met. For the leases, before IFRS and US GAAP follows the same method of dual model, like financing lease and operating lease. Now IFRS has changed to all leases are on the balance sheet, and it is considered as a one lease. If there are some criteria like less than 1 year or some policies like the amount of lease, and it is considered as a rent. And US GAAP still follows dual model. There are some criteria to distinguish between financing lease and operating lease. For the impairment, it is the gradual reduction of assets. IFRS follows one step, and reversal is allowed. Any impairment reversal that we are increasing this asset account, that is allowed, but it is not allowed in US GAAP. No reversal is allowed for any impairment, and it is also follows two-step method. For the property, plant, and equipment, initial measurement and subsequent measurement, IFRS use cost or revaluation method. We have an option for the cost method and revaluation method, but in US GAAP, it's mostly used cost. But as we know that both IFRS and US GAAP mostly use cost method for the subsequent measurement. And impairment, as we discussed it before, IFRS allows reversal, but US GAAP not allow reversal. That's why we can see like reversal on on the so for the component depreciation, it is permitted in IFRS, but US GAAP it is not permitted, but it's optional for some criteria, I think. And that's it. As you all know that component depreciation. Okay, thank you.